AI political ads are already messing with the midterms, and we are still months out. Right, among other things, you had a Republican committee posting a deepfake of a Democratic Senate candidate reading his own tweets, video that looks completely real with nothing but a barely visible watermark disclosing that it's fake. Also, another candidate posted an AI-generated version of a sitting governor's voice saying things that she never said and called it a parody. All while AI companies, they've pledged $265 million in super PAC money to punish any lawmaker who tries to regulate them. So let's talk about what's happening, who's doing it, and why nobody's stopping it. Now, one of the most recent situations that actually hit Texas Senate candidate James Talarico, the Democratic nominee, where this month the National Republican Senatorial Committee posted an AI-generated video showing Talarico sitting at a desk, reading his old tweets out loud and commenting on them.
Oh, I remember this one. Radicalized white men are the greatest domestic terrorist threat in our country.
White men.
So true. So true. Oh, this one is touching. Over and over, Christians use scripture to justify bullying trans kids. I told them in my faith, God is non-binary.
So the old tweets, those are real. The video, it's not. Talarico never read them on camera. He never provided that commentary. The whole thing was generated to make him look too extreme for conservative voters. There's no big, bold disclaimer, no verbal disclaimer, just a faint watermark in the corner noting that it's AI. You'd really only see it if you were looking for it, but the Republican Senatorial Committee, they say, hey, they did nothing wrong. Right, a source close to the group telling CNN that they just visualized Talarico's words, saying they used a modern tool within all legal and ethical parameters. But also, it's not just Talarico. This is happening across the country. Also in the Texas Senate race, Republican Ken Paxton posted a fake video of fellow Republican John Cornyn dancing with Jasmine Crockett, meant to make him look too cozy with Democrats. Then in Massachusetts, a Republican candidate running against Governor Maura Healey put out a radio spot using an AI-generated version of her voice, saying things that she never said. Right, and that ad was framed as what her ads, quote, might sound like if she was honest. And so you had the fake Healey saying,
"We have accomplished so much in our first term. We have one of the highest electricity rates in the nation, thanks to me for slapping on excessive fees to fund my climate agenda."
But she never said any of that, though the campaign that put this out defended it as parody and as a creative and fun way to educate voters. Also in a Massachusetts state race, a representative posted an AI-generated newspaper's front page showing his opponent holding hands with Zoran Mamdani, designed to paint him as a radical leftist. And so with all this, you're seeing people like the CEO of advertising firm DS Political saying, anytime generative AI is used to create messaging or imagery that is misleading, I hope we can all agree that's a negative thing. When you're trying to be deceitful or have something that never existed, that's a big issue. Now, in the pursuit of being fair here, I'm going to note that Democrats have used AI in political ads as well. This is not exclusive to Republican tactics, but easily the highest profile cases right now, they are overwhelmingly coming from the right. And you have some saying that the biggest reason that this is just getting worse and worse is that the most powerful person in the country is doing it constantly. Where Trump uses AI to attack opponents, promote his agenda, and stoke political flames, and reports have found that his use of technology has eroded public trust, with people genuinely just not knowing what's real anymore. You even had New York Times tech reporter Tiffany Sue putting it this way: if the president sets the political tone, then candidates could be less cautious about tapping the technology. Their calculus might be that the public is becoming increasingly desensitized to AI's reality distortion effect. They're already being bombarded with fake influencers, fake celebrities, fake war reporting. What's another fake politician? So the general argument is that when the president treats deepfakes as just another tool, it gives everyone else permission to do the same. That said, some states, they've moved to regulate political deepfakes, requiring disclosure when AI is used or restricting how it can be deployed in campaign ads. But just last week, you had Trump introducing a legislative framework that would limit states' ability to regulate AI across the board. It creates a single national policy covering child safety, intellectual property, free speech, and data centers. And on paper, like a number of things, that sounds reasonable, but in practice, many believe that whatever Trump proposes, it's not going to go far enough, and that a national standard could actually undo the stronger protections that states have already built. Trump is definitely not alone in trying to keep AI unregulated. AI companies have pledged $265 million for super PACs ahead of the midterms, according to the Wall Street Journal. And a lot of that money is focused on a congressional race in New York, where millions have been spent in attack ads against a candidate by the name of Alex Boris. Now, reports have noted that the attack ads have actually raised Boris's profile. This kind of spending can work. For crypto groups, they spent big money to get Trump into office, and that paid off. And as is often the case with AI, this is a space that we're gonna have to keep watching, right? The technology is cheap, it takes minutes to use, there's barely any enforcement, the president does it, and the companies building the tools are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to make sure that nobody regulates them. That's the environment heading into the midterms. Voters are gonna see videos of candidates saying things they never said, hear audio of politicians making statements they never made, and read fabricated headlines designed to look real. And the disclosures where they even exist, they're gonna be tiny watermarks in corners that nobody reads. And so one of the big questions that voters are gonna have to ask themselves every single time they see a political ad between now and November is this real? Because seemingly, a lot of the people that are making these ads, they are counting on you not asking. And when I say you, It's probably not even really you, it's the rest of America. I think the large majority of you have at least a healthy amount of skepticism, some more than even me. In the meantime, whether it's this final story or anything that stood out to you today, I'd love to know your thoughts, reactions, opinions, anything in those comments down below.